It's 2023 and you're ready to crush your YouTube ad campaign for this year. In this video, I want to break down everything you need to know to get your YouTube ad campaign launched and started inside Google Ads, and we're going to do it in 10 minutes. Now, there's a lot of buttons to push inside Google Ads, and there's also been a lot of recent changes when it comes to launching YouTube ads that work effectively. And so I want to share my screen and walk you through what buttons to push and why, so you can correctly structure and launch your YouTube ad campaign. Before I dive into it, there are a couple pre-requirements that you need to have in order to make this happen. One, you gotta have a Google Ad account. Two, you've gotta have a video uploaded to YouTube and have that YouTube URL. Three, you need to have a landing page that you wanna send traffic to. And four, you need to know your audience. If you have all four of these things, get ready and let's dive into launching your YouTube ad campaign. All right, we are inside Google Ads and we are gonna build out a YouTube ad campaign in under 10 minutes. We're gonna be very quick. I'm gonna kind of go over what we push and why we do it. And so follow along. And I'm assuming right now you already have your video, your landing page, you got your conversion code set up and everything. So with that being said, let's dive in. Again, we're inside Google Ads. I'm at the campaign level and I hit this blue button. I want to create a new campaign. And my goal for my situation, I want to generate leads. If you have e-commerce, you can do sales, or if you just want website traffic. But I recommend either doing leads or sales, depending on what your goal is. So I'm gonna hit leads. And then these are the conversion actions I'm tracking. I'm not doing sales, so I can remove this. But we have people submit lead forms and they can also book appointments. So I'm gonna include both of these goals in here. If you're not seeing anything in here, you probably need to go in and create those conversion goals. So we did that previously. So these are already in here. So I'm gonna hit continue. And these YouTube ads are going to be the in-stream ads. These are the ads you can skip after 5 seconds, right? So I'm going to do this one. If you want to do discovery ads, these are the videos that show up in search results or suggested videos. You can do discovery. But for this purpose, I'm doing in-stream video ads. And then I hit continue. All right. So for the campaign name, I highly recommend you name it with a good framework so that you understand. So for example, what's the offer, who's the audience, and any other geographic locations. So like for us, I know our goal is to get incubator applications. So I'm gonna do Inc apps. I'm gonna do a little pipe. And then I know the audience right now is going to be in market, and it's going to be marketing. The other thing is, so that's it. If you want to add certain geographic locations, you can, or what bid type you're doing, you can do that as well. But at least I know what this is the offer and I know the audience, right? So now I go to United States. I want to target the entire United States. If you only want to do a specific like area, zip code or state or city, you can just add that in here. For me, I'm going across the whole US. I want to make sure that I'm targeting people who are speaking English. And then for bid strategy, I always like to start off campaigns with max conversions. That's a great way to get the campaign up and running and started. Once I have a campaign that's getting like 10 conversions a week consistently, I will then switch it to target CPA where I can say, hey, I want to get a $15 cost per lead or whatever that is. So again, if it's a first campaign, I would recommend doing max conversions and we can switch it to target CPA later when we know it's working. All right, so the budget, the daily budget, I like to go like 3x my target CPA. So if I know I want to get a lead for $10, I will set a daily budget for $30, at least 3 to 5x, so $30 or $50, right? So in this case, I know I want to get a lead for 10, an application for around 10. I'm going to set my daily budget to 50. That's 5x. And then networks, you used to be able to decide, hey, I don't want to show my ads on display network, but we can't do that anymore. Google seems to keep tightening up their restrictions and we lose a little bit of control as advertisers because of it. So, and as far as content exclusions, we used to be able to do this at the campaign level, but you have to go into tools and settings and exclude certain audiences there now. Site links, Google is pushing this really is pushing this hard right now. Basically, you can provide other links to your website. So even though Google's pushing this, I don't like to do it because I want to have all traffic go to a specific landing page. I don't want them to be spread out across my website. That's just me in my situation. If you do have like a well categorized website and you don't mind spreading the traffic across the whole website, I would definitely do site links. For my case, I'm not doing that though. Okay, so now we go to additional settings. All devices, I want to set specific devices. I don't want these ads to show on TV screens. They're just, people aren't as engaged when they're watching TV as they are on their phone or tablet or computer. So I uncheck that. If you want to select certain operating systems, you can, or devices, maybe it's iPhones or Androids, you can get really specific there. Frequency cap, you can decide how often your ads show to the same person. Just with the advance of AI, I don't touch this anymore. I used to say, hey, I only want to show my ads, get like 3 views per week per user. I don't do that anymore though, so I just leave this alone. If you want to throttle this, you can though. Schedule, again, you can say you want to show on the weekdays, weekends. You can remove nighttime, whatever your preference. I usually just leave this alone, and I don't have any third-party measurement here. So as far as the ad group name, I like to name this the audience, so I know for sure I'm doing in-market interest, and we are a marketing company, so I'm gonna say, hey, I want to target people who are in marketing and advertising. And I do that. So now I go down and I can say, okay, who do I want to see this ad? This is the targeting, right? Demographics. I'd like to have an older demographic see my stuff. And so I'm going to say 35 to 54 is my preference. I'm going to uncheck unknowns. And then I do want the top 50% of household income to see this as well. So you can kind of identify your age, gender, household income. And then inside audience segments, I can say, if you have remarketing lists, you can set that up here, website visitors or YouTube users. For this audience specifically, I know this is an in market, so I'm going to hit search. You can browse different categories or like life events. I know with mine, I want to do marketing. So we stand by. There we go. All right. In market audiences, that would be great. Market, digital marketing companies, that'd be great. Online marketing, direct marketing services, that's all we fall under there. So digital marketing services. So we got a lot of options here. So I'm just going to stick with those. I like to have maybe 3 to 5 per campaign. So I'm just going to stick with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we got those are duplicated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. So I'm going to stick with that. Optimized targeting. Google, again, is pushing this. I haven't seen the best success. Basically, it's saying that Google will decide what they think is audiences are best, and they're going to show your ads to more people that they think are relevant. I don't like to lead with this. Again, I just think it's from my experience, it shows to people who maybe not be your ideal target. So I always uncheck this. So uncheck optimized targeting. If I go to advanced settings, you used to be able to target people based off keywords, topics, and placements. That has recently been removed, so that's no longer an option unless you want to do a campaign with no goals. All right, so now we've got the campaign settings, we've got the audiences, and now we're diving into the YouTube videos. So I know right here, this is the ad we created. I'm going to copy this link. It's uploaded unlisted to YouTube. And I add this here. And as far as the destination URL, we are promoting this YouTube Ads Incubator where we can build and launch your YouTube ads in 3 days. This is the landing page we're sending people to. And again, we want to have people fill this application. So I go here, I add the URL, and then my call to action, I want people to learn more. You can kind of decide which one you want best. We could either do apply or learn more. I want to do learn more. Headline is, this is tough because you only have 15 characters. So I'm going to do like YouTube ads. I'm going to do this, launch. The headline would be launch YouTube ads, and that gives us 13. Again, you don't have much to work with, so you want to make sure it's relevant. Like what are people clicking on? These long headlines and descriptions, these show up over here. Again, from my experience, not a lot of people read this, but if you want to, you can write it out. Like I know for us, we want to, the long headline would be, let's create and launch a YouTube ad strategy that will actually grow your business. That shows up right there. And then for a description, apply for our YouTube ads incubator to kind of give them a little bit more idea of what's going on. And then for the ad, I know this is video one, hook one. I like to name it so that if you're testing multiple ads, you can have some type of segmentation or identification as what type of ad that is. So once that's created, we've got the settings, we've got the audiences, we've got the video, we know we have the goals for the campaign. And once that's done, you just hit create campaign. And that's it. That's how you launch a YouTube ad campaign in 10 minutes. So hopefully this is helpful. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you. All right. I hope that was helpful. We just went over how to create and launch your ad campaign inside Google Ads. That's how you get started. If you're still interested, I think you'll love this next video we have on the docket, because we dive into how to optimize a YouTube ad campaign, right? Just because you know how to launch a campaign and it's live doesn't mean it's gonna work. Sometimes things don't always go to plan, and you need to know what levers to pull to lower your costs and increase your value. So I highly recommend you watch that video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We can watch more great videos. And if you haven't already, have an amazing day.